Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm hoping this video finds you well and in good spirit and health. I wanted to finish talking about First Samuel chapter 13. I don't think I had much for chapter 12, but I'm doing First Samuel 13. And of course, I will still be in this chapter until probably about January. I take my time and I read through and get what I can get and see exactly how it fits into my life, or how did it fit into my past, or what's going on in the story, and what do I need to actually take from it for my daily walk on this journey with God. But I highlights, and of course I have notes because I'm not going to remember everything that I need to put down. But also, guys, I just found out how to upload some of my other TikToks videos, which is only 3 minutes long. Those are also up here. I just found out how to do that. I thought I had to make different videos, but actually I wouldn't even be able to remember or word the things that I'm talking about from one social media platform back to this one. And I also have an Instagram account. I will put those in I guess I can put those in my comments, or in the somewhere on this page. I will give you guys that. But let's jump into First Samuel chapter 13. Now, I'm going to read this, and then, I give you my notes that I wrote down. And then at the end, we'll just do an overview and how it is for us right now on this earth, just humans. Okay, so first of all, it says Samuel 13:8. It says, he waited 7 days for the appointed time that Samuel had set. But Samuel didn't come to Gilgal, and the troops were deserting him. So Saul said, bring me the burnt offering and the fellowship offering. Then he offered the burnt offering. Number 10, just as he finished offering the burnt offering, Samuel arrived. So Saul went out to greet him, and Samuel asked, what have you done? Let's jump down to number 13. It says, Samuel said to Saul, you have been foolish. You have not kept the command the Lord gave you. It was at this time that the Lord would have permanently established your reign over Israel, but now your reign will not endure. Okay, so I did not read the whole chapter. That is for you guys to go back and read. I would start from 1 up until 13 to give you a better understanding of what's going on, and how did Saul become the king, and why did he become the king, and why did the Israelites pretty much got punished in chapter 12, and why did they get punished. All that is relevant for this story. So anyway, the notes that I wrote down was basically, while Saul was getting the troops together, his son, Jonathan, pulled off an attack on the Philistines' garrisons, which then allowed the Philistine army to set up an attack against Saul. So while Saul was gathering his troops together, his son went ahead of him and pulled an attack on the Philistines. So the Israelites took one look at the Philistine army and started to hide under anything they can hide under, which you'll see in 1 Samuel 13:6 and 7. So they got afraid. They feared, because for one, it wasn't even their time to do that. You know what I mean? It wasn't their time to attack just yet. They had to wait. But because let me see how I want to say it. Because they seen how the Philistines were, they instantly got afraid and started hiding under anything that they could hide under. And again, you can read that part of the things that they hid under, which is 1 Samuel 13:6 and 7. So before the attack, Samuel and Saul had agreed to meet up, and Saul was supposed to wait for the king to show up so that he would bring the appropriate sacrifice for seeking the Lord's help through this victory. So before the attack started, Samuel and Saul agreed to meet up. But because Saul didn't wait, they went on, did their own thing. That's what happened as far as the attack and them hiding. But Samuel was the one that was supposed to bring the appropriate sacrifice in order to seek God's help during this victory. And you can read that part 13 and 8. Samuel came and asked what happened. Saul gave an excuse why he didn't wait, hoping Samuel would understand, but Samuel was disappointed. And you can read that in the verse 13, 10 through 11. So basically, Samuel came. He was upset. He asked Saul what happened. So what Saul did was went ahead and did a fight without Samuel being there, because remember, they were supposed to meet up. So Samuel was disappointed that he did not wait, because it was Samuel that had the sacrifices and was going to offer the sacrifices up to the Lord for their help in the victory. And you see how that turned out. You got to read the chapter. Okay, so God had already stated that Saul was not his first choice of king, but he still could have enjoyed the blessings. Even though the Lord really didn't want Saul as the king, but remember in chapters before, the Israelites wanted a king because everybody else had one. But Saul was not his first choice. God was going to appoint somebody that was after his own heart. And as you keep reading the chapters, you'll find that out who. So, what can we pull from chapter 13? After you read the whole entire chapter 13 and also pull out your own notes and get your own thoughts and your understanding, you will pretty much start seeing where I'm going. So, let's talk about Saul. He was impatient, and he was a person who did things without thinking. He made bad decisions and then tried and justify it instead of admitting to his wrong. So, that sounds like a lot of us. I know I have did it. I know you have done it. I know we try to justify things that we do. We try to make the Bible work and fit for us when that's not the case. That's not the case. So the reason you basically say that they were scared and hiding and it just went all wrong is because Saul was impatient. Saul was impatient. He did not want to wait on Samuel. And that's like a lot of us. We don't want to wait on God. God could be 10 minutes behind. And you're going to go and do your own thing and create a mess. And not even just only that. Saul also didn't work well under pressure. He made bad decisions under pressure as well. But instead of Saul talking to Samuel and actually admitting to the things that he did that was wrong, he tried to justify it. But that's just like us when we're in relationships or at work with our co-workers. Everybody want to be right. And right now with the social media world, everybody has a voice and their opinion and they think it's right when it's really not right. So instead of us going and apologizing or saying, hey, I made a mistake, and backtracking the things that you made the mistake on or what you need to apologize on, you want to justify that situation. You want to justify your situation, not even just only with relationships. You want to justify your relationship also with God. You want to justify why you can't go to church on Sundays. Why you don't read your Bible. Why you don't give him 5 minutes of your time. It's no excuse. It's no excuse whatsoever. So in a sense, for Saul, how does Saul fall into our lives? Just like I just said, we want to justify things even though we're wrong. We want to we want God to fit into our situation and not fitting into his. We want the Bible to work for us. No, that's not how it goes. The reading the Bible is what changes us and what actually give us transformation for growth and knowing his purpose. But if we're going to be the kind of people that is going to justify everything that we do, knowing we're wrong or being impatient, that is not growth. Mistakes, yeah. Mistakes are going to be made. But growth is coming, you know, getting to that point where you're going to that person and saying, hey, I'm sorry. Or, hey, I didn't mean it to come out like that. Go back and apologize. I was in a situation at a job, and I was at that job for 6 years. And not that I had a real smart mouth, but I just, you know, I'm just not going to let you tell me anything, and I'm not going to let you talk to me any kind of way. That's just not happening. Back then, that's how my attitude was. But even if that happened, I would say something out of the way. And my mouth was kind of slick. So at this particular job that I hated so much, I was there for 6 years, but God would not allow me to move from that job until I corrected my behavior, until I corrected the way that I talk and deliver my message to people. And then that's when I start seeing movement and growth. I actually went a couple of times back to my supervisor or people and apologized. Look, it wasn't like that. This is what I mean. Or I was having a rough day and, you know, frustration came out on the wrong person. I learned now to go back and apologize. It took a while for that, but that's what I do. It's not because you're a punk or, you know, you humble yourself. When you're walking with God, you're supposed to symbolize him. When people see me, they should be able to see Christ in me. Yes, we're going to have bad days. Yes, we're going to have frustrating days, because I do. But at the same time, I know how to handle those days that are frustrating. I don't need to take it out on people, because also I don't know what they are dealing with. So the thing about the chapter 13 is Saul was just impatient, and he just didn't want to own up to his own mess. When actually it wasn't even him that's supposed to be king. It's because the Israelites wanted someone. God wanted somebody after his own heart, which you're going to find out later on who that person is going to be. But even though God gave him that position to be king for that time, he still could have enjoyed his blessing, but he chose not to. His actions and his choices made his decision of not being able to enjoy the blessings that God did give him, even though he wasn't the appointed king. He wasn't the appointed one. So sometimes we're not the appointed one, and it could be somebody that's we connected to actually is the appointed one. But because I'm connected to that person, whatever blessing they're going to get, I'm going to also get. So that's what I got out of chapter 13. So what I would tell you guys is just to pay attention to your behaviors and your actions. And apologize. Do not justify the things that you do knowing it is wrong. And especially with the Bible. Don't try to justify anything. Don't try to justify the Bible to fit and meet what you are doing today. But that is pretty much all that I had to say about chapter 13. I think what I'm going to do is start and add in 2 chapters at a time, because some of them, it's not much nuggets for me to pull away from. But this one definitely had caught my attention. So I hope you guys enjoy it and go and read it, because even though I'm breaking down some of the things, you might get something different out of it, and you will. And plus, the more you read, the more insight of God that you will be getting. More knowledge and understanding and wisdom about this life. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. All right, bye.